The music is not in the notes, but in the silence between. Have you ever heard something so beautiful it made you ache? That was Mozart. He wasn't born to a quiet world, but he gave it moments of perfect stillness. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in 1756 in Salzburg, in what is now Austria. His father, Leopold, a violinist and composer, quickly recognized something in young Wolfgang, not just talent, but obsession. At 3, he could identify chords by ear. At 4, he was writing minuets. By 6, he was playing for European royalty in glittering halls, while most children his age were still learning how to read. But brilliance comes with a cost. Wolfgang's childhood was not a playground. It was a stage. He toured across Europe with his older sister Maria Anna, non-neural, also gifted but destined to be left behind. Mozart became the family's hope, their currency, their miracle child. He met kings, queens, philosophers, but he also slept in carriages, fell ill, and played through fever. He was praised like a god, but treated like a trick. As he entered adulthood, Mozart grew restless under his father's control and under the chains of patronage. He wanted freedom, to write as he felt, to marry whom he loved, to live not as a servant of aristocracy, but as an artist on his own terms. He moved to Vienna. There he married Constanze Weber, not the woman his father approved of, but the one he loved. Their marriage was imperfect, but real. Amid financial instability and professional rejection, Constanze supported him. He wrote her letters that danced between devotion, humor, and longing, and he wrote with fire. Mozart composed at a speed and brilliance that defies logic. He created over 600 works in 35 years: symphonies, sonatas, operas, masses, quartets. Not all were masterpieces, but many were. He made instruments speak, violins sighed, flutes laughed, clarinets whispered, and pianos confessed. His operas were revolutionary. The Marriage of Figaro, 1786, a comic tale of servants outwitting their masters, was political theater, mocking class and power with grace and wit. Don Giovanni, 1787, dark, seductive, and foreboding, explored guilt, pleasure, and the price of a life lived without conscience. And The Magic Flute, 1791, a fairy tale layered with mysticism and Masonic philosophy, was his final opera, written in the same year he died. Because in 1791, something strange happened. A masked stranger appeared at Mozart's door, offering payment to write a requiem, a mass for the dead. Mozart, exhausted, plagued by illness and paranoia, became convinced he was composing his own funeral. He collapsed while working on the requiem, died on December 5, 1791. He was only 35. No fanfare, no state burial. He was buried in a common grave, as was customary for the time, but it felt cruelly symbolic. The greatest composer of the age, laid to rest without a monument. But monuments are for those who are forgotten. Mozart never was. Today, his melodies echo everywhere in films, classrooms, concert halls, video games, lullabies. He speaks across centuries with a voice that is still alive. Because Mozart understood something few ever do: that art is both divine and deeply human. He wrote the grandeur of gods and the vulnerability of man, captured love's sweetness and sorrow's bite. His music dances, weeps, prays, and laughs. He wasn't perfect. He was impulsive, crude, desperate for recognition, often in debt. But through it all, he gave. He gave the world a sound it had never heard before, a music of soul, not spectacle. When I am completely myself, entirely alone, music flows. He didn't need time to become timeless. He just needed silence and a piano, and us still listening. If this story moved you, subscribe. More lives of visionaries, rebels, and makers of beauty are waiting to be heard.